I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Sue, would you do a roll call, please?
Alderman Fahey.
Here.
Alderman Donovan.
Here.
Alderman Newey.
Here.
Alderman Eidman.
Here.
Alderman Prince.
Here.
Alderman Ross.
Here.
And Mayor, we have a quorum.
Thank you very much. This time I will look for approval of tonight's agenda.
Motion to approve.
Second. Okay, I have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Wonderful. Don't believe we have any presentations or personal appearances, so we will skip down to our interim city administrator. Welcome, David. Well, thank you. Pulling double duty tonight.
A little bit. So you have two reports. You have the community development report and the city administrator report. Just point out a few things. Historic on the Heritage Commission, we finally posted the request for proposals for the 2024 Historic Preservation Grant. That went out yesterday. So that's for a mobile app walking tour. So looking forward to getting those back. Under building department, sidewalk repairs will begin probably next week. So 2 of those are city lots. The other 6 are some of the sidewalks like we tackled in the past. Comp plan committee will meet on the 26th. So this is the committee we got together to keep the comp plan alive. So they'll meet 2 weeks from, or I'm sorry, 9/26, 2 weeks from tomorrow. That's about it on the community development, unless anyone has any questions. Yes, sir.
I noticed some additional cracks on one of the sidewalk we replaced by the old feed store. Just kind of wondering what caused them, what's going on there.
To the best of my recollection, those were caused by Road and Rail when they did the railroad repairs. I've talked with Mr. Viox about them since that's his sidewalk. He's reached out to Road and Rail to make those repairs. He has not heard back yet.
Okay. Just hate to see that on a nice new
Agreed.
sidewalk. That's, we're on the hook for the whole thing.
Those trucks are very heavy.
On the city administrator's report, I just want to give you a few updates on number 1 there. Bowman's was down on St. Mary's Road. The asphalt plant went down today, so they're about 2/3 complete with St. Mary's. I talked to them about an hour ago. They believe it'll be up and running and they'll finish up tomorrow, but if not, it'll be Monday. And then I added a few things from when you received the packet earlier this week. On number 6, let's see, tear out, so that's the concrete at Valley Spring, and then also the sidewalks tear out, weather permitting and project permitting. Tear out will be next Tuesday. And then there's a couple other updates for you. I did want to point out number 8, MoDOT, Federal Highway Administration have approved the bid documents for the TAP project on St. Mary's Road. That's the sidewalk. So those will go out to bid later this month with the bid opening on October 16th.
Back to this 9th Street paving, we had talked earlier and you said now it's pushed out to the 29th. I thought we had originally agreed with them that that was going to be done on a Saturday.
We hadn't agreed. We encouraged them. We wanted it done quicker, so a Saturday would work. The contractor said if we did it on a Saturday, his normal crew doesn't work Saturdays, so it would be a B crew. Those were his terms. We talked with Cochran. We'd prefer to have our city street done by the A crew, so we agreed to give them the 29th, which is the next day without school.
So will they be penalized further for that, or will we?
They'll be paying liquidated damages for the days that they're late, since we've given them to go to the 29th. Once they get done with what they're doing currently, that day on will not be damages, but all the other days will be.
So we've extended that.
Yes, sir.
Just to, I can tell you this, it won't be soon enough.
Yes, sir. Agreed.
Dave, on the Parkwood, are they going to finish that first before they start on Oakwood?
They've started on it. So
They've already
half
started.
of Oakwood is torn out. We made them stop tearing out for quite some time, but they've got the majority of Parkwood paved now. They have a small pad at the intersection of Parkwood and Point Base to do, and then a small section down from cul-de-sac. Brentwood, from Brentwood to Oakwood. So we went, Cochran and I went ahead and let them go ahead and start tearing out on Oakwood.
Okay, thank you.
Yep,
So they've given us an 8-week time frame that they're going to finish the whole thing. Is that within the 150 days or
it'll be right at it.
right at it? And none too soon.
Agreed.
But I hope we can put those benchmarks in the next contract if we do something, that we can have some better control over what they do, when they do it, as just so that everybody knows. You know, I don't know why it came down to the fact of how it did and stuff, but I think we need to have better controls that says this would help the traffic flow, this would help, you know, the shopping center and all that traffic flow, the residents back there. If we have a better idea, not just this jumping around thing, but just for the future.
Any other questions for David? All right, thank you very much. Move along to other staff reports tonight. First up tonight, we have our tourism director, Aaron Smith.
Hello, everyone. You've got my report in front of you. Almost the new fiscal year. 2026 will be my third full year here, and it'll be my second full fiscal year. I think everything's kind of locked in, and we're looking to kind of build on the success of our programs moving forward. Any questions, comments? Thank you.
All right. Thank you, Aaron. And then next up tonight, we got Chief Steiger.
Good evening, everyone. Should have copied my report also. Don't have a lot to report. We had a slow month last month. Only had 17 calls, but we're still way ahead of what we were last year at 190, which is 14 ahead of last year's pace. So we're doing a lot of calls. Probably the biggest thing is we've been doing a lot of training. We had outside inspectors come in, do a class on ethanol fires and how to put those out. Myself and another guy went to an 8-hour class on peer support, which is basically mental health training on how to deal with mental health issues with guys if they have some stress or something. And I'm also going to a training class starting Monday at 4-day long firefighter and first responder mental health and physical health seminar, so we can be prepared for anything that comes up. Any questions?
You know, it hasn't been in the news lately, but it has made some major impacts and stuff, and that's these rail cars with chemicals. Have we ever reached out to the railroad and had any type of communication with them? And
Actually, last month we had what they call a Railroad 101 class. They came in and did basic railroad safety and how to identify what's on the cars and things. And we also have apps on our phones that gives us, by reading the number on the car, the contents of the car. And we don't do it regular, but we contact them and talk to them on a regular basis.
Mhm.
Every 6 months or so, we talk to them. But that app is continuously updated. Every rate training goes through. I can tell you exactly what's in every car just by looking at the number on it.
okay, thanks.
Any other? Go ahead.
Maybe, when the transition happens, we have you guys do a few city ordinance, I like the Knox Box program. How is that going to transfer over when you guys transfer into a district?
Actually, what the plan is from the district side is, since the city already has the ordinance, there's no need to do a double. And since we have a building inspector with the city now, they can enforce the ordinance through the building inspector department. There is a possibility somewhere down the road that the district could start doing building inspections, but it's going to take time to get everything organized. So I don't look for that in the next couple of years. And they would only do an inspection from the International Fire Code. So the city would still do their International Building Code. We would do the International Fire Code.
Any other items that might pop up as far as, have you thought of anything else that might be,
We talked, the false alarm ordinance that the city has, we're gonna go ahead and adopt a version of that, because we'll be in charge of the fire alarm, so we'll be taking care of that. Other than that, it's just a matter of going through all the vendors and trying to get all the numbers straight, and I've been talking to Dave and Sue a lot in the last couple of weeks, trying to get things organized. From the standpoint of the fire department, we don't look for there to be any change in the way that we operate. The only thing that's gonna change is the funding. So we're still gonna respond with the same trucks, the same people. I had the board officially adopt the current staff and the current part-time employees and everything at their current rates and everything last night at our board meeting. So everything should be a seamless transition, other than getting the money transferred and the vendors all straightened out.
great, thanks.
Any other questions for Chief Steiger? Okay, thank you, Chief. At this time, we will open up the floor to public comment. Anybody like to step up?
I'm Gina Bennett. I wanted to thank everybody that steps up and runs for office, or works in a public service, or opens a brick and mortar store in our town or our county. I think we have the hardest working, most stubborn people of French, German, and all other descents that I've ever seen, including the first people. I'm asking if we could work together to volunteer more. We should be competing against Perryville, Festus, Farmington, and Chester, who all got Walmarts. We don't, thank God. We need to help each other out and be there to have each other's back. If a business is in need of parking, try to be kind with your employees where you park. There's events coming up, and I'm applauding Audubon's for stepping up and offering their parking lot when there was, I hear from Becky Long, a problem with the 50 whatever, the not-for-profit. So people that run these festivals do a lot of hard work. The rally that's going to be at the water park, also big deal, a lot of work. If we had more volunteers, back in the day we had fire, I don't know about fire, but we had police explorers. I don't know if you can even do that in this day and age with how things are. We also had colonial dressed people to help the tourists and be there, passing out coupons for whoever and just being nice. I think the old days we were better. We were nicer to each other. And on this day of all days of the calendar year, we should do better. Be nicer. Be looking out for people with mental health, PTSD, crisis stuff. Recognize it, de-escalate it a little faster. That's pretty much all I have. I think everybody's doing an awesome job. For heaven's sakes, you stepped up. I applaud you. I don't know if I have the guts to step up and run for anything. We'll see. It's a while till you have to file for anything. Thank goodness. So, thank you.
Thank you, Gina.
Hello, I am Bethany Tomier. I'm the current Chamber of Commerce president. I am here regarding the budget decision that was talked about last meeting. So I'm going to go ahead and... The reason we're here tonight is for the discussion of the City of St. Genevieve's potential reallocation of the $6,000 in funds that are set aside for the Chamber of Commerce's yearly budget. We are very disheartened to learn that the Chamber's funding is on the potential chopping block again. We do understand that the budget is necessary and important to rework yearly. Instead of standing up here and preaching all the ways that we are beneficial for the City of St. Genevieve, we'd like to invite an open dialogue. You have questions and we have answers. We understand that the Alder Board is a rotating board, just like ours. So it's natural that you're not educated immediately in all the ways the Chamber benefits the city and where your funds go. Starting this year, I'd like to not just give a speech about all the things that we do that justify your continued support. We'd like to propose, should the city decide to keep the Chamber's funding in place this year, before next year's budget meeting, please invite us to a meeting, closed session or open, and ask us all the questions. I'd like to propose this as an annual meeting, 1 to 2 months ahead of the budget meetings, with 1 month's notice given by both parties. This gives our office and your office ample opportunity and time to prepare questions and answers alike. Instead of focusing our efforts on working against each other for the necessity of the $6,000, can we come together to give both of our offices a fair shot at supporting the town and our businesses alike? It was said by several members at the last meeting they don't see the benefit of contributing to the organization, even saying we have a different mission and we are not aligned. Last year, we were able to provide enough information at this same budget meeting to prove our value for the city of St. Genevieve is justified in our annual funding. Please allow me to read the Chamber's very own mission statement. Our mission is to serve as an umbrella organization striving to promote local businesses, arts, and education while improving the quality of life by maintaining and developing the economic and historic environment of St. Genevieve and the surrounding area. Now, please allow me to read the IDC's mission statement. The Industrial Development Corporation exists to promote the development and retention of businesses, industry, and economic growth, and to foster a continually improving quality of life for St. Genevieve County. Now that you have heard our Chamber's mission statements, I would like to believe that our missions do align. The county and the city of St. Genevieve are the very essence of why we exist and what we strive to promote. It was asked why our chamber was originally given the $6,000 in funding. It was correctly relayed on 8/28 meeting that as the economic development position was held and St. Genevieve was phased out, the chamber was asked to step in and share a part of that role. Since that date, there have been many instances how we've held up our promise. However, since this needs to remain brief, I'll pare it down to the list. In 2000 and 2001, we helped the hotel motel tax increase to 2% with a successful passing. In 2005, the Tourism City County Chamber Branding Initiative was led by the Chamber. In 2009, the Tour of Missouri was solely hosted and executed by the Chamber. In 2019, Business Retention Expansion Initiative in cooperation with the IDC. 2019, Housing Initiative in cooperation with the IDC. And most recently, a 2024 passing of the Proposition S campaign alongside the IDC. Lastly, it was mentioned at the budget meeting, other cities don't contribute to their chambers in their yearly budget. St. Genevieve is not the only city that helps fund their Chamber of Commerce. While you know every city and every town are different, and we don't have relationships with all of the chambers, we were able to confirm on a short notice that Jackson, Missouri, Perryville, Missouri, and Cape Girardeau, Missouri all either contribute funding or a trade on services to benefit their city. To echo my speech from last year, the Chamber's pride is our city, and we do everything in our power to provide aid to St. Genevieve. To what cost? The Chamber of Commerce is operated by one single paid employee and a board of volunteers. While we come together and believe in supporting our city, we cannot sustain solely off volunteer hours and work. The $6,000 budget we received from the city helps us structure our employees' time and salary to include the continued and much needed economic development in St. Genevieve, as well as the phone calls, the liaison meetings, and the extra events we help facilitate. In the spirit of education, Dina has additional packets of educational paperwork we put together. If anybody wants a copy, please let us know. We have them all prepared. And thank you for the opportunity to speak with you all this evening.
Thank you, Bethany. Any other public comment at this time? Okay. If not, we will move along to tonight's consent agenda.
Mayor, I want to talk about the last resolution, the bulk salt.
You want to pull it out?
Yeah, I guess so.
Okay.
Make a motion to pull resolution 2025-46.
Second.
Okay, so I have a resolution to approve tonight's consent agenda while removing, but also removing resolution 2025-46. Is that my understanding?
Yes.
Okay. Can I have a second for that?
Second, Mayor.
Okay. So I have a first and a second. All in favor? Any opposed? Okay. Let's talk about resolution 2025-46 then.
My biggest question, and there was two. One in their section 4, they basically have any reason they can come up with to basically pull this quote from us. Product availability, any issues at the terminal, production facility, weather. I think that's a little bit tough, I'd like to see that removed and stuff. And two, I guess this is somebody we've dealt with in the past and stuff. I recognize the one name, but and just wondering also, in the event of a major storm and stuff here, but given all of these outs they have and stuff, can we expect to be serviced under those terms?
Corey, you have any comment on it?
And the availability of salt right now, if you guys approve this tonight, we'll have 5 loads next week delivered. And the availability it seems to be there, but they have lost one more vendor, and so one more vendor is out. So going on consolidated is something done in the past and never had an issue.
Right.
That's it, yeah.
Yeah, it just seems like, just for anything, they can pull this quote, they can pull the price, they can pull for any reason and stuff, but then yet we're asked to sign on the line here that we're guaranteeing this contract. That's not much of a contract that we give them all these outs, and I don't know, maybe we need a legal opinion, I don't know.
That's the same contract they've done in the past, and we've never had an issue. And I'm not saying, they could change this year, but don't foresee it.
It's a standard materials contract. You said you're going to purchase all the salt like within the next 2 weeks or something? Or?
No, we will make our first salt order, yes.
Salt order?
Yes.
And when would you have that?
It'll be next week, it'll be delivered.
Okay, so you're going to have additional orders throughout the next 2
Well, once we use it through snow events, yes, sir.
Okay.
We order as needed.
I don't have any legal concerns about it.
I would tell you, I went to a SEMO city administrators meeting yesterday. There were probably 20 city administrators there, and at least 15 were concerned about getting salt this year. So while I know that concerns you, I was happy that we have salt secured.
Okay. I buy a lot of salt also and stuff, and I can tell you especially when you need it the most, that's when the issues arise, and that's what concerned me the most and stuff, but it's my take.
So we need a motion for that then, a motion to approve?
Correct.
Motion.
Yes.
Okay. So I have a motion and a second for approval of resolution 2025-46. All in favor? Any opposed? Okay. Thank you all. But this time, a public hearing will be held so citizens may comment on the property tax rates proposed to be set by the City of St. Genevieve, a political subdivision. The tax rate shall be set to produce revenues which the budget for the fiscal year 2026 shows to be required from the property tax. We will open this public hearing at 6:24. We did relay this information at our last meeting, but we did notice an error, so we're coming back to you with corrected information here. So to relay the information, the hearing is specifically for debt service and general fund. We had to make some corrections to update some stuff. We'll first start with the assessed valuation for real estate. In the prior year of 2024, assessed valuation of real estate was $64,357,658. The current year of tax 2025, it's estimated to be $70,619,114. Personal property assessed valuation for the year 2024 was $15,784,521. In the tax year 2025, that is $16,298,038. The total for 2024 of all assessed valuation was $80,142,179. And for the tax year of 2025, it will be $86,917,152. Excuse me. Moving down to the tax rate for 2024 per $100 assessed valuation. Going down through these, debt service was 0 in 2024. General revenue was 0.4823. Cemetery was 0.0481. Band was 0.0775. Parks and Recreation was 0.1254. And public safety was 0.2684 for a total of $1.0017 per $100 of assessed valuation. The proposed tax rate for 2025 per $100. Debt service will move to 0.27. General revenue will move to 0.4587. Cemetery will move to 0.0458. Band will move to 0.0737. Parks and Recreation will move to 0.1193. And public safety will move to 0.0947, bringing the total to 1.0622 per $100 of assessed valuation. Any comment at this time from the public? Okay, if there is no comment, we will close this public hearing at 6:26. Thank you all. We did not have any old business, so we will move along to some new business. We have Resolution 2025-43. This is a resolution appointing Teresa Byers to the St. Genevieve Housing Authority Board.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Okay, I have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? All right, thank you. Next up tonight, we have what is scheduled to be a first and second reading of Bill number 4684. This is an ordinance of the City of St. Genevieve levying a tax on the residents of the city for the year 2025.
Motion to approve.
Okay.
Second.
Okay. I have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed?
What?
It needs a second reading tonight.
Oh, motion for a second reading. Sorry.
Sorry. I have a motion for a second reading.
Sure.
Okay, I have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, this will be a second reading of Bill number 4684. This is an ordinance of the City of St. Genevieve levying a tax on the residents of the city for the year 2025.
Second.
Okay, I have a motion and a second. Sue, would you do a roll call, please?
Alderman Fahey,
Yes.
Alderman Donovan,
Yes.
Alderman Huey,
Here, yes.
Alderman Eidman. And Alderman Prince,
Yes.
Alderman Steiger,
Yes.
Alderman Ross.
Yes.
We have 7 yes votes, 0 no, and 1 absent. Bill number 4684 now becomes ordinance number 4602.
Thank you very much. Next up tonight, we have a first reading of Bill number 4685. This is an ordinance approving a memorandum of agreement with Alliance Water Resources Incorporated, a Missouri corporation, to modify the initial professional service agreement dated August 12, 2010.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Okay, I have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay. Thank you. Next up, we have a first reading of Bill number 4686. This is an ordinance approving a budget amendment to the City of St. Genevieve for the fiscal year 2025 budget relating to various revenue and expenditure increases.
Motion to approve.
I want to point out real quick, you have this sheet at your seat. There was one additional budget amendment added to what you originally sent.
I'm sorry, say that again.
There was one additional amendment added to the packet that was sent out Monday. That's a donation expense of $6,000 to the fire district. Yes, sir.
Did we have a second yet?
I think we had a motion. I don't know.
I'll second it.
Okay, I have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay. Next up, we'll have a first reading of Bill number 4687. This is an ordinance of the Board of Aldermen of the City of St. Genevieve, Missouri, adopting the annual budget for fiscal year 2026 and approving an effective date.
Discussion.
Yes.
I think this is where, we don't have those in front of us here, but we passed this budget. Not sure. We talked about some of those items in here, including the chamber funding. And so I think this is where we would have that discussion. If we want to do that. Correct?
Yeah. That is part of the,
Right now, it is included.
it is.
So the board needs to decide. I mean, I think I'm okay with it. I know some people had a hard time with that at our last meeting. Okay, move to approve.
Second.
Okay, I have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, thank you. And next up tonight, last up tonight, we have a first reading of Bill number 4688. This is an ordinance authorizing the mayor to enter into an agreement with the St. Genevieve Fire Protection District to lease and transfer certain assets of the City of St. Genevieve to the Fire Protection District.
Motion to approve.
You also have another, this is sitting at your seat. It is Exhibit D. It was originally not sent out with the packet. We made a few adjustments. There'll be 3 payments made to the fire district. I run that past Mark, talked with Kenny, and he is okay with that. There'll be a payment of $6,000 a little early so he can pay some bills that have to be paid prior to becoming a fire district. A second payment of $144,000 on the 1st of October. And whatever is left after bills that are coming in get paid will be paid on January 1st.
Discussion there. I know you have a motion on the floor. So this agreement, just for the public, this is an agreement that transfers or leases the firehouse, I should say, to the new fire district. It also transfers the funds, including the rural fire funds, transfers those over to the new fire district. And it also transfers over the personal property, the vehicles, just about carte blanche, kind of everything that was in the firehouse. So there was a motion, and I'd like to second Bob's motion to approve this bill.
Perfect. Any other discussion? Okay, I have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, thank you all very much. Excuse me. Any other business to discuss at this time? Okay. If not, we will adjourn and move into work session. Thank you all. Next work session order. At this time, I'm looking for approval of our agenda tonight.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? All right, first order of business tonight. We have a request for some handicap parking on Merchant Street. And Dave, you want to fill us in here on?
Sure, you have a staff report there. The owner of Law Techniques, I believe is in the audience, has requested to make, and I pulled it up here on the screen, that orange line there basically along Merchant Street as handicap parking. It would be enough for 2 spots. The reason it's being requested is there are a lot of folks Over here on this yellow line on Main Street, that's no parking. You can see right here, there's a driveway, and thus there's a curb cut here. A lot of folks, I think, disabled and senior citizens park in front of that parking lot because they want to use that curb cut to not have to step up on the sidewalk. There's already a handicap curb cut here, thus the request to make this handicap and hopefully have these folks park here instead of here. You want to come up and tell me if I
Yes.
explain that?
And the biggest thing is, we actually have a wheelchair ramp, and it's in the front of the building on Main Street, but from measurement wise, we don't have enough to put a parking, a handicap area right in front of the wheelchair ramp. So I'm just requesting it on the other side of the building because they can get up in there and then come around to the wheelchair ramp and then access the building.
So that's 2 spots.
It would be enough for 2, yes.
I think it's a good idea.
You've got, that's marked all the way, no parking from back there in front of Yvonne's all the way.
From the corner all the way down past her driveway.
Why do you need 2, Amber?
You have a lot of our signs. That side door is used almost more than our front door is.
If it's marked handicap, even though the establishment is only open whatever hours, is it remaining handicapped only at nighttime?
Yes.
Could you get by with just one? I mean, we got handicap at the post office, we've got some handicap up at the Island of Flags, we've got handicap at various other places. Can you?
I have a question. Have you ever been in Amber's salon?
I have. I know it doesn't look like it. I have.
Very busy.
I understand.
Yeah, there's some days, we're at 75 people on one day.
But it also restricts some of the other businesses
This is where you
that
eat breakfast.
don't have such high percentage of handicap
Right.
patrons, so it kind of limits those people too, to kind of cuts down on the people that can park there that might want to go to some of the other businesses right around there too.
Okay, yeah, I do understand that.
Well, what other handicap parking, street parking is around there? Is there any?
Nothing on my side of the street that they would not have to, and when they're walking with a walker, they are not walking
Yeah,
fast. And I can tell you from where I'm located, we have great big windows and no one stops at the stop sign in front of my building. So if they're walking with a walker,
Yeah.
it is not safe for them to park a block away at a handicap spot and then walk across 2 streets to get to my building.
How come that's marked no parking in front of her building? I know it's close to a stop sign, but is it just the distances just don't quite make enough for one more parking spot between the driveway of Yvonne's and
I don't know that answer far from Yvonne's driveway to,
the stop sign?
My preference would be in front of my building where the wheelchair ramp is.
Yeah.
To
Make it
have
it'd be
with
a little
one
easier.
there.
it looks like it's.
Like where that 4 is, of the
Yeah, it looks like
48.9.
it's approximately 50 feet. So you would definitely want to keep, I would say 25 foot from the stop sign, no parking. So you could possibly change that to 1 spot right there. And then not be in front of Yvonne's driveway.
But we have, someone had to put a curb cut there, right?
No, there's one there
Well,
already.
there's a drive,
There's a driveway, yeah.
but there is a curb cut right around the corner. The only handicap parking we have designated in town is around the post office, schools, churches, and then there are a couple residences that don't have any off-street parking.
I mean, it sounds like we're open to putting 1 spot in. Is 1 more spot really gonna hinder that much traffic downtown when it would actually help her situation? I mean, can we try it for a few months and then if she ends up not needing it, we could change the 1 back or?
Which one? Which one? Oh.
Well, she's requesting the 2 on Merchant, right?
Well, what if we could get 1 in front and see if we can
That
get
would
one
be
in front?
wonderful.
One
Yeah,
in front.
I could get it in front.
On the side too.
Well, can we start with just 1 in front and see how that does?
Yeah, I think that would.
And I don't know, again, I don't know if we got enough room to make it work, so I'm just
Yeah.
spitballing here. I don't
Yeah,
want.
I kind of question that one in front. She just told you that not a lot of people like that stop sign and use it. You're asking people to get out on the driver's side of the vehicle in a handicapped person and go all the way around the vehicle. I mean, I don't see what the big deal is on the side. I think that's perfect.
There used to be parking up front.
There wants to.
That's
Chief,
the
any
license
input?
office was there. There was.
I like the sides here. I mean, the officers have seen multiple elderly going into the shop and they don't move very fast. And with it being on the side right there, 2 spots, I mean, that shop is busy. I don't see why there would be an issue with having 2 spots there. I feel safer with it there than in front of the store because that street's busy. So, you know, you're not making someone get out in traffic to walk behind their car to go to the ramp when they can do it all right there. I mean, I definitely see the need of the handicap spots there, though.
I agree with the chief, the side there on Merchant, there, I'm pretty sure there's plenty of room for 2 spots there.
Is there a
It's feasible, it should be on Merchant Street.
Right.
It's not as busy as Main.
Okay.
Yeah. The traffic's not as bad on that section right there as it is on Main Street, so.
Yeah. I think that's what there's a
I
permit
feel like need that parking spot back in the front
here somewhere.
I mean,
Stop sign.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, yeah,
Definitely
no.
believe,
Yeah.
I mean, in general, downtown needs
if we can
more
get
parking.
another
I
parking
can look
lot,
and see why it's no parking.
yeah, I'd be curious to.
Okay, so I feel like we've got decent consensus that we like the 2 on
I
Merchant.
do.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay, so we'll have to bring that back
Yes, sir.
and get a resolution passed and
We'll
get
bring it
that
back next meeting.
Thank
all
you.
squared away. Thanks, Amber. All right. Agenda item number 2 tonight in our work session is regarding some additional stop signs. We have a few requests here. We request to place additional stop signs at Jefferson and 9th. They're requesting a 3-way stop. It's currently just a stop on Jefferson only. Washington and 6th and 7th. This is also a request for 3-way stops. And then at Maple and Virginia, there's a request to add a 3rd stop sign coming out of the Early Childhood Center. So we can start at the top for Jefferson and 9th. Do you have any particular information on that request and the nature of it?
This was requested by a citizen who lives in that vicinity and would just like, of course, folks to slow down, particularly if you've driven it as they go over that hill there. And I've talked with the chief. He's got, I guess,
Someone say pave the street.
something to say on that too.
No, I think it'd be a good idea to put one there just for the fact that road's not very wide and there are people speed through there. The officers can't just park on the side of the road and run radar and try to slow people down because it's too narrow. So if you got a stop sign there, I think it will slow it down, or at least help some. And then the officers can park off the side of the road and enforce that stop sign at least. They're gonna slow down eventually anyways, and that will protect the community over there.
I mean, will they be able to enforce, I mean, if you're saying they can pull over, they can pull over for whether there's a stop sign there or not, right?
Well, if there's a stop sign there, they can, stop sign violation, but it's hard for them to sit on Jefferson and run radar up Jefferson because it's just too narrow. And when you got that school traffic coming in there with school buses and stuff, you're not sitting there.
Then you're asking to stop all those school buses coming in and out of there?
Most of them don't take right through there. It's kind of scattered everywhere.
Say that again, chief.
They kind of scatter everywhere from there. They don't all stay Jefferson. But that road is very straight, and once it gets paved, I mean, we see the speeding everywhere. So, I mean, there's no stop signs on that road.
Yeah.
Except for that, one there, maybe.
There.
That's gonna slow it down a lot, because, I mean, that's one of our number one complaints is after school and before school is traffic speeding through everywhere. So if you got a stop sign, that's gonna slow them down. And if they don't slow down, they run the stop sign, they're getting pulled over, so.
Hey Buck, do you mind if I ask you about bus traffic on 9th? That stop sign going to impact? I know that's not the stop sign request you're probably here for, but could I ask your opinion on it?
I don't know that it would matter a whole lot to them. They do scatter, they go through town, and they do take night. seen any of them do when they're coming back after their morning run, and then we go up that way to get to school in the afternoon. So, it would be, I guess, somewhat slight inconvenience to them. But already, if they go up 8th Street, they're gonna stop at Jefferson, because that's a four-way stop at this time, so. I know there'll be some, background, but
Getting used to
you're
it.
talking enhanced safety.
Yeah.
That's why.
Yeah, absolutely.
Enhanced safety.
There's a lot of kids that walk through there too, so.
Alderman Donovan?
I'm an absolute no. I mean, we're trying to get traffic out of there as quick as we can, and here we're gonna stop them both ways now. I don't know how many accidents there's been there, but I don't know, I just think we're hindering traffic with more stop signs, and we're not gonna empty that area of town out as quick as we should.
I kind of agree with Bob on that because the idea is good, but the location is right in the bottleneck on that street. If you get a heavy vehicle sitting there, well, another one will be able to pass him if you stopped at the stop
It's
sign.
hard to pass right there at the end of
I'm
Jefferson
saying,
anyhow.
it's right there at
even
that
with
bottleneck. Anywhere else but the bottleneck, I'd say, yeah.
let's put some, slow signs up there. Let's put something, paint some stripes across the road saying slow. Let's do something before we resort to putting any more stop signs there.
Can we table this till after the road's paved? And look at it again after we get what the traffic flow is really gonna be after we.
Do you want to do a study like we did on 5th?
We have access to that thing?
We can
Right
get,
now, we've got enough speed bumps up through there to keep them slowed down a bit.
not for long. Agreed.
I'm not in favor of it either, but
Yeah,
but it might be interesting to see what it's like after it gets repaved. It might change the flow a little bit too, especially now if we put another stop sign in these other two spots. So yeah, I don't know. Can we just table this one till we get a little bit more?
Okay. Would you want to do the the study there to see what that looks like once it is repaved?
Sure.
What would you mean to check the speed?
Yeah.
Right.
I think that's the idea there, is to make sure they're not flying through there.
Do you have a record or a dimension of how wide the street is at that bottleneck? It's probably the narrowest place on the
I'm
street.
sure we have on the plans we have, but I don't have those handy.
You get what I'm saying? If you're sitting there with a bus or a semi,
Right.
and you meet another semi, somebody's got to back up or somebody's
Yeah.
got to give.
Because there is buses at a period of time where they are going both ways, not often, but any other vehicle coming up through there and you're stopping on both sides,
I agree with you. I think the citizen's concern is safety. He's not worried about trucks and buses, even though there's a lot on there. He sees a lot of kids walking home from school, walking to school, turning left off of Jefferson, and potential. It's hard to see it's hard to see south, I guess, when you're turning from Jefferson onto 9th.
especially with the flowers that were there.
Retaining.
When they're there.
Right.
No.
Okay. So I think that's what I'm hearing then. I think the plan will be, we'll get it paved, see if we can get the traffic study done there, see what those numbers look like, and then address it from there.
Okay.
Is that, everybody okay with that? Okay.
Do we still have that traffic counter?
We can get it.
We used to have or we could count the number of vehicles.
We get it from the RPC.
Yeah, that's where we get
I'd like to see how many cars are coming down Jefferson to do that turn, just to see.
That's an interesting thought. Okay. All right. Let's move down to the second request. This is at Washington and 6th and 7th.
Do we have the funds for all these stop signs?
I think we do. Yeah, probably.
Joe, I got something coming up. We'll have some.
Yeah.
I think this was Alderman.
What's that?
Yeah.
These stops. Absolutely not.
The situation on 6th Street, is when you're coming out of the industrial arts there, or the school parking lot, behind the ag, by Frank's and all that coming out there, there's a wall there, and you can't really see when you're looking to the, I guess, to the east toward the river. You can't really see because that wall. Most people come off that stop sign there at 5th Street, and it's gas on all the way down through there. And if you have something with a trailer or something like that, it's really hard to get out of there. Coming off 6th Street where I live, you can see fairly well, but coming out of there with that wall coming up behind the school, you can't really see. And that's a pretty good dip there where you come out onto Washington Street, so you can't just zoom out of there or you bottom your car out. So I'm asking to hold that traffic coming, I guess to be heading toward Limekill, the stop sign there. And there's a school crossing there also. It might help the crossing guard a little bit there too.
Chief, thoughts on that one?
I mean, everybody's already complaining about the traffic flow anyways, and you throw stop signs right there in front of that school, you're gonna be backing traffic up drastically. People really are not speeding through there. I mean, if you go through there in the morning, in the afternoon, you're gonna see probably 6 patrol cars going through there every time you turn around. I mean, we're through there a lot. But you put those stop signs there, you're gonna be backlogging that entire area drastically. I don't think we worked an accident in that area.
And Dave, we don't have an opinion from the school district on that?
No, I have not.
Okay.
See a police truck up there every day.
I feel
I see you.
like we should ask
Stay
them.
up
There every morning, certainly can.
I think.
Well,
before we start
this deal
limiting
here,
traffic.
I know the school, this is during
Right in front of the school.
daytime. You know, off school times when it's really bad up there. When you guys aren't there. So I sit in my backyard and watch them tear through there every day.
Thoughts?
Going forward, Sam, why would we also need then one at 7?
I'm not familiar with that.
Were you thinking one or the other?
Well, my concern is there at the 6th, that corner right there.
Okay.
Just to break,
So
number
7
one,
was
break
just
that speed
I got it.
going through that valley. And then so you can get out of there. If you're pulling a trailer at school time, it's, you know, it's not really bad, but then at say 5 in the evening or something like that, you're trying to pull out up there. You know, you have to almost just a Hail Mary and go. But I understand wanting to move the traffic flow. That's true too. So I just ask, and I'll accept a no. That's fine.
Alderman Donovan, you got any thoughts on that?
I really I don't come out 6th Street that much because it's so narrow.
Yeah.
You know, up there, I don't have any real reason to come up there, but, if he sees the need for it, I'd have to back him on it, but I don't like the restricting the traffic flow either.
Well, thoughts?
You want to ask the school and see what they say first and come back?
We can do that. See what,
I hate to keep tabling stuff, but it's nice to have other information.
well, I think we owe it to them to ask them before we decide on it, because it will impact them, maybe more so than anybody.
Well, they do, like I said, it would be good because they come out of there with their work trucks and trailer during the day. They're always coming out of their shop.
Right.
And maintenance equipment.
Well, and they may think it's a good idea. They may
That's what I'm
support,
saying,
they
get
may
their
support your
input too,
reason.
because they, you know, pull out with equipment out of there.
Okay.
Is there any kind of a traffic warning thing, you know, that, you know, short of having to have some kind of flashing light there that to maintain, but I know the one there at 6th Street does, I think it's solar powered and stuff that, you know, at certain times we could have a flashing light, you know, warning people of these dangerous intersections rather than throwing all these stop signs up. I mean, I'd really like to see what's out there.
There's all kinds of signs for that stuff.
And you think they'd be impactful in that area? I mean,
What, on Washington or where you
Anywhere.
want at?
I mean,
Maybe, yeah, maybe on Washington.
I mean, you never know until you try it, to be honest. I mean, there are tons of different signs to give you kind of warnings and everything like that.
I still think we ought to request from the sheriff's department that speed limit thing that they've got, that flashes up the speed and stuff. I mean.
Radar trailer?
Pardon me?
The radar trailer?
Yeah, that they put up.
That would be a good thing up there on Washington where the valley is, the speedway there. That'd be a good place to put that.
Yeah,
I know they let you use it.
Durango.
Dodge Durango.
Yeah, that's running
You park
radar.
one up there.
That's running radar down there all the time.
There you go. We told them we'd be there.
Well, you guys are doing good. I see you up there all the time.
Okay, so I think we're, consensus, we're gonna have a discussion with the school district, get their temperature on it, and then see where that goes from there. Sound fair?
Yeah.
Okay. Right, and then the last up, we had a request, to have a stop sign coming out of the early childhood center. Obviously, we figured this would be an ongoing discussion. Chief, do you have any thoughts on what you've seen up there?
I mean, I don't care either way right there. Most of the people that are pulling out of the early childhood are stopping anyway, so.
Okay.
I mean, if you put a stop sign there, it's gonna be another day.
Okay.
The traffic's not as bad as everybody's anticipating going through there though.
Okay. And it doesn't feel like it's backing up into the center at all? Like there's not like a line of cars just like continuously?
They back, or they line them up in the parking lot.
Yeah.
I haven't seen, but
They use both sides of their parking lot when they're loading kids and everything. We've been sitting up there watching for probably the past 2 weeks.
Did we discuss that one with school district?
Originally, we discussed it with Dr. Taylor and Chief and came up with this solution.
Yeah, that, the solution we currently have, but I'd be curious to know what they thought about adding another one, if they feel like that's gonna start causing.
Reach out.
personally, I think we need one there, but,
Well, it's probably a safer intersection as a three-way stop. I think we were just concerned about traffic flow.
I know we were doing this on a trial, and it has, I haven't seen any big issues. The other day I was up through there and, traffic for some reason or another, and I think it was just the person checking the cars, got behind or something, but there were big gaps, in the traffic that it wasn't keeping up. They weren't getting them checked quick enough to move on down the line. And then, of course, when the equipment was sitting there on Ridgeway, that created a whole blocked road, for a little bit of time. But I think the one coming out of the Early Childhood Center would be a good idea, but we could probably remove one up there and move it over there. But if not, I'm going to have to write myself a ticket because I've ran it several times already, so.
Sounded like a confession to me.
Yeah.
It's on tape too.
Yeah.
So, what were you saying, Chief?
So that traffic now is, the SROs, we've been working real close with the SROs and the whole school. They kind of got a system going right now. And if you haven't noticed, like that traffic's moving pretty quick. Today at 3:18, it was already halfway gone.
Right.
So they're doing another system kind of where they're bringing like 5 cars up at a time, loading those kids up. The biggest hiccup, which we found, and we're going to be having a meeting here with the school here again soon, is basically the communication with getting the kids from the cafeteria up to the bridge there to load them up. That's the big hiccup right there.
Yeah.
But they've already been kind of working something out, and traffic's been moving pretty good through there.
Okay, that's good to hear.
And then your gaps you're seeing is because there's still people parking on the side of the road. So people pick up their kids, they can't really see what's going on because there's a car blocking them. So some of them will hang out a little bit more to go around it. But right now, yeah, the equipment's a big issue because they're staggering everywhere.
The person out there checking those cars can make a lot of difference in the traffic flow.
Yeah.
They're out there early.
Right.
Before school's even letting out, they're already out there on Maple Street. So they've been doing really good with that.
So, do I hear any concern about adding a stop sign there? If we framed it like this, if we have a discussion with the school district and they don't see an issue with it, are you comfortable with us then bringing them back as a resolution?
Well, I mean, my 2 cents worth on all that is, you know, we're trying to solve a problem that is relatively new and all the kinks aren't worked out with the rest of the system yet. And I think if we just give it time, people are gonna get into their routine and we're not gonna have the hiccups and the bottlenecks and all that because they know what to expect. So I think we're adding more to an uncertain right now and changing it up to where they're not gonna get their routine down because we keep changing the game.
Sure.
So I'd like to just wait and see what problem exists. Once the construction's done, once all the road work's done, and we get a better idea of how traffic's actually gonna flow, then we can address it if there's a problem. I think we're trying to solve something that is only a problem because of everything else going on right now. Once all that stuff is alleviated, we may not have a problem.
I tend to agree.
You know, I think that's right, you know. Let's wait until there's a problem, and then let's take it on and try to resolve.
I think Buck came here, he wanted to talk on this particular request.
I'm an advocate for putting the stop sign there because this is private property, correct, Dave?
Mm-hmm.
And that private property situation, that, everything else is public thoroughfare. You know, that's private, so it's good to hear that the chief said they're stopping anyway. That is a safe situation. If I'm sitting at the end of Virginia at the stop sign, I'm thinking, well, I'm gonna go now. But here's 6, 7, 8 cars coming out of early childhood. They got right of way. Is that not correct, chief?
You're right.
So that's why I would like to see the stop sign put there. And I think there's been at least maybe some close calls there. That's what I was told.
Typically, stop signs on private property are up to the property owner, and they're required to put one in at an intersection anyways. If their property has an outlet with an intersection of a thoroughfare, they're required to post their own stop sign. Just like the plaza out there, you know, their stop signs, the state regulates how far they are from the thing, but anytime you have a street that intersects, or a private road that intersects with a public street, there's automatically you must stop before entering the public roadway.
What are you calling a private street?
The parking lot's a private street.
Oh, parking lot.
Any private area, you must make a stop before.
Stop sign wouldn't be at the parking lot.
Am I correct?
It needs to be where the left turn signal is for the street crew put up.
Well, there was already participation by the city putting up the no left turns. Right, correct?
Yes.
Yeah. So, but there is a stop sign coming out of Dragon Way, right? In the back on Fifth Street.
Correct.
I don't know if the city put that there or the school district put it there, but there is one there.
Yeah, I don't know. There's many private drives. Joe has referred to the plaza.
Yeah.
It's private property.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So I would,
I just think we're trying to fix a problem that's, we don't know if it's fully there or not at this time.
well, yeah, I'm just wanting to enhance the safety. I think that would personally.
Yeah, because some old guy that's been driving up there for 56 years may not make the stop sign, and then here we go. But old habits are hard to break.
56 years?
Thank you,
Pardon me?
56 years?
56?
Okay, not 66.
Well, maybe not.
Maybe we can request the school put a stop sign then?
Well, I think we should at least have a conversation with them to see how they feel like it's working and if they're agreeable to that as well.
Yeah.
If they feel like that's not gonna hinder them. I mean, we're just trying to make it work. You know,
Yeah.
it's a tough situation, I think, with not having another outlet out of there. It's just
Well,
it's a tough spot.
Mayor, I still think it enhances safety.
No, I agree. We're all about that. I agree.
And
We know are they at capacity there? They're not.
Yeah.
So it's only going to get worse.
very well could be.
Do you notice when people do stop for the stop sign, say people are stopping, if they do stop, do you see it having a major effect on holding traffic back, or would a stop sign really make that much difference?
In that spot right there, I don't see it plugging up that parking lot by any means. You know, it is a safety thing. I mean, obviously, But, you know, like you were saying, you know, if they're coming off Virginia, you got 3 cars coming, they don't really think about it, and they just pull out, they could get in a wreck. I mean, we're fortunate right now, everybody's just kind of stopping anyways before they go. I think it's just kind of a creature of habit type deal. When you come up to an intersection, you just got to start to slow down. I don't see it affecting it by putting one there. Either way, I'm fine with either one, so.
All right, so as far as direction goes on this, conversation with the school, I know we've tabled at this point, all 3 of those, but are we okay having that discussion first, making sure they're okay with it, come back and have?
We should be having a meeting with the school here soon. I think they're wanting to have a meeting again with PD after the 9th Street project's all done.
Do you just want to bring that up at that meeting?
Yeah, I can bring it up there.
Okay.
At the same time.
Why don't you just add it to?
Because we've already been kind of talking about the stop sign here at the early childhood center anyway.
Okay.
So.
I haven't noticed or counted over 12 cars in the parking lot staging to pick up there of an evening. I don't know what's there at noon. But I've driven down through there just to see how many, and I mean, sometimes there's only 5 or 6, and sometimes, you know, a few more than that, but, you know, if they're not full, then it is gonna get worse, but.
Okay. All right, I think we got some direction on that too. Thank you, Buck, appreciate it.
Mayor.
Yeah.
Thank you all.
Thank you.
Can I talk about stop sign that is not on this agenda?
Well, we could, I tell you what, let's get through the agenda and then bring it up at the end. How about that? Because there's a spot there where we can bring up something, you know, something that's off agenda and talk about it real quick, and
This is different.
maybe bring it back as an actual agenda item. That sound fair?
Give us an extra.
Okay. All right. And last, I think David's walking around some stuff for everybody. We're trying to plan ahead for 2026, deciding what street improvements we'd like to tackle for the next year.
So what I passed down to you is an update from what's in the packet. I took some time this week to go over these roads, just giving a little bit of input. You see there that column on the right says previous rank. If you look in special conditions, several of those roads have water mains under them that are not, or have not been replaced, need to be replaced. We've budgeted for the one in Oakwood next year. So obviously the Oakwood Loop from Brookdale to Brookdale. So that's high on the list for next year. But the column that says 2026 recommendations, those are the ones I would recommend based on the estimated costs that we have there. That comes up to about 1.4 million. We have 1.5 left. Not all those roads needed. If you see those groups, so I posted the groups up on the screen here. If you kind of need some reference, like the Cedar group, you know, some of those roads, Walnut obviously got done. Rozier is done, but there are other streets in that group. I'm just using that as an example, like Sycamore, that really do need to be done. But those are my recommendations, just based on driving those streets and looking at them. And then you'll see the other ones would carry over to 2027. There's some ranks there, just based on traffic and the condition of the road, but most of those have water mains on them that would need to be replaced.
Dave, do you have a copy of that map that you could pass out also?
Yeah, this came out of the street maintenance plan we had drafted about 4 years ago. But yes, I can actually print you one before you go.
Yep, thank you.
Yes, let me just ask David, are you wanting a decision now? Or are you wanting us to just get this information out for us to chew on and then?
Either way is fine. If you have some ideas tonight, you can certainly give them to me. If you want to chew on this and come back in 2 weeks or 4 weeks, I'd say 4 weeks being the max, so we can get the process started. And, you know, so we can get out to bid by the winter and have a contractor by the spring.
Okay.
Dave?
Yes, sir.
What does the X mean on this 2020?
Those are the ones I would suggest for paving or concrete next year.
Okay.
And that total what? 1.4?
Yes, it's down at the bottom, 1,386,721.
Alderman Donovan, did you have a question?
Yeah, what we're continuing to do this year, what are those roads? I haven't kept up with, it's not in my area, but I keep
What's
getting
left
asked.
to do?
Yes, ones we still have to do this year.
What's left, I mean, besides the concrete around Point Base, is all the cross streets on International Subdivision.
And those are gonna consist of just overlays?
No, those are complete
Those
tear
are,
outs.
yeah, those are all re-engineered.
They're just gonna start on one and do that one completely and then, or how they gonna,
We're gonna meet later this month and discuss that.
okay.
Would you guys like to think on this? Do you want to get the map? Do you want
Well, I'd like to ride over some of these and think about them and have the map and,
to? Okay, so we need to have that information kind of locked down by the first meeting in October, I think is what you're wanting to have done?
Yes, sir.
so this 1.5 million, this is funds from
Profits.
still that much, okay,
And then we have some left over into 2027.
right.
You don't have any with water mains. These are mostly just mill and paves.
Correct. Center is concrete, but of course, it has a water main underneath it. It needs to be replaced. Oakwood is the only one that has a water main replacement that we budgeted for that I am recommending next year. Yeah.
Where's Center at?
That's
I'm sorry, Rozier.
Okay, yeah.
They're gonna see.
Off of both
I
sides.
do have, Corey, I'm sorry, I'm gonna ask you a question. I do have Rozier from Center to Park. Is there a water main underneath that also? Yeah, so even though I have an X there, we would need to replace that water main before we pour new concrete there. Actually, that's asphalt. Or we pave that.
So I noticed there's no sewer line replacement, so there's none needed anywhere?
We have the water line replacement plan.
Right.
We're working on the sewer study. There may be, we don't
Right.
have that study yet.
That would be important to have that before we,
It would, but I also rely on Corey to kind of tell me, hey, the sewer line there is fine.
right. Yeah, just need some time to go over this and,
Yep.
Would you rather bring it back in 2 weeks?
or,
You
yes,
want,
at least,
you want to wait till the
we've
first?
got to have one first.
Well, no, we kind of want to have them locked down by that first meeting in October. So we don't have to vote on them necessarily. We just have to
Right.
more or less set a path.
Yeah, I'd like to have some time on it, just to,
Keep in mind as you drive through these groups, and I can print those maps for whoever wants them, not all of these roads, some of these roads are done. So like if you drive down to, trying to think of one here, the Seraphin group. Seraphin's done. We did it about 4 years ago. But South Main, Hillcrest, Girard, Circle, those need to be done. So even though they're all in groups here, just keep in mind, some of those streets are done.
So how does that change the numbers on some of these?
Right, so some of those numbers will be lower. I don't have that, but absolutely.
And the numbers here are, if it's just a mill and pave, or if it does have a water main, the water main is included there in that?
The water main amount is under the special condition column if I have access to the amount, yeah.
Yeah. Well, like, for example, Fifth Street, about the fifth or sixth one down,
Mm-hmm.
it says it needs a water main replacement, but there is no estimate on that.
Right, that Fifth Street and also, there's a few other ones there. Rozier doesn't have an amount. We didn't include that in the plan we got about 3 years ago, so I don't have that amount, but we will find that amount out if we want to consider it for the next budget year, though we're happy plan for the Oakdale water main replacement based on what we've seen coming in water bills so far. He was conservative, as he should be. If that comes in better, then we could consider another water main replacement.
Okay. You, on your notes down there, you've got 1, 2, and 3 totaled up for about 400,000 plus the additional $1 million in water main replacements.
Yes,
Did you do like 4 through 8?
I did not.
Okay.
I did not because it was already $1 million
Yeah.
in water main.
Well, but water separate from streets.
It is.
It's a dedicated fund, so. But, you know, if we had close to $500,000 and also in some streets for 27. So then you'd have, I mean, it's looking, it seems pretty logical.
$2 million.
$2 million for 4 through 8. Yeah. Yeah, because, and it could change, like I said, it could change quite a bit of these because like the Cedar Group, some of those have been done. 1 or 2 of them might not need to be done.
Correct.
Some of them definitely, Sycamore and Spruce, we gotta get done. Those are,
Yes.
and same way with the gravel roads of LaCroix and DuPont and St. Francis.
It's the same with the South 10th group, part of South 10th and, help me.
Genevieve, Chadwell.
Chadwell. Part of South 10th and Chadwell is done, part of it's not done.
Talking about parts that's not done, I guess this will mainly use up our fund. What we're talking about in water main replacements here, this will pretty much tap us out.
Yeah, I would look, we promised when we went up for Prop S, we'd do these in the first 2 years. So I would look to use up that 1.5 million.
Because still up in Ward 2, we have 2 sections up there that are not completely finished. One down Virginia Street from Maple to Ridgeway. That's not tied in. Isn't that correct?
I thought we did that.
From Maple to Ridgeway down Virginia Street.
Right, correct, correct, yeah.
Right, and then from 9th Street to 8th Street, there's also another section.
Water main.
Water mains. Yeah, we replaced the mains and stuff, but we found out coming up 9th Street, those were never tapped in each other. And we still, people are complaining about water pressure up there constantly. I would like to see if there's something we can do about that. I don't think it's a major project, but.
Aiken Ridgeway is gonna be next year. That's what we're gonna tie in.
Right.
EDC line, yeah. So then that'll all be looped through. First, New Fox, Virginia.
Okay. So your homework between now and first meeting in October. Come with ideas for that meeting.
Let me back up one more time. I mean, right now, the budget looks pretty good to accomplish almost all of these in the next 2 years.
Yeah.
Minus some, you know, I don't know how strong the water fund is to do some of these.
2 weeks to do it.
But those streets might just have to be held off. I really, this, for streets, we're in pretty good shape to get these accomplished, depending on where our water funds can.
Yeah.
So those streets might just have to wait another year or 2 until we get the water funds built back up. But we've done the water study. We unfortunately had to raise water rates. So you would think in the next 2 to 3 years, the water fund would be strong enough to finish these. So, I mean, absolutely, I want to drive them too. But I mean, I don't know what we're going to talk about too much. We could maybe move some stuff around,
But these figures are based off of current estimates of cost.
These figures are based off older estimates.
Right.
So they could go up.
but there's also
However,
some streets we have already done on here too.
Correct.
So we'll be taking off quite a bit on some of them. So maybe up for the price increase that we might be getting, we might be able to, yeah.
In a perfect world.
Is it feasible to maybe get better data on that total cost between now and that October meeting, or is that?
for the roads,
Yeah, for maybe excluding what we've already
yeah,
done.
I can reach out, and,
Maybe a ballpark. I mean, I know that may not be.
between now and the October meeting.
Yeah, just want to bring that back.
What do you look for when you're driving around on these roads? Either teeth rattle or?
Rozier Street.
Certainly potholes and alligator cracking, that's the majority of it. Yeah. And how many times we've had to dig into it and patch it.
And the fact that there's a water main underneath it, does that make it less desirable because it's going to be so much more expensive?
It makes it less desirable because if we pave it and then come back 2 years and put the water line in, we're just messing up what we just fixed.
So the water line is, there's a schedule maintenance?
There is a schedule, but we have kind of passed over that schedule because we didn't have the funds. You guys, the board raised the water rates, so hopefully we can get back on schedule.
So then ideally would be to replace the water main at the same time.
Yes, sir.
For the new street.
And or possibly the sewer.
If needed, sure.
Right.
So you're saying you're good with the list?
I mean, on paper, yeah, it looks good. I mean, for the most part, it looks,
I'm gonna say for right now,
Okay,
I got a couple of questions, but I want to see the streets.
sure. Okay. So for first meeting in October, we'll come back, we'll make final determinations on those, and we'll maybe have some better cost estimates to look at too, just to get a better idea. Sound fair?
and we need to, why are we waiting a month?
Well, I don't know if he's trying to get data and he wants some time to look at them. I mean, we can certainly, it felt like we could.
I can reach out, and if it's capable of them getting me the prices, I'll put it on a work session in September. If they need a month, I'll bring it back in October, if that's okay with you all.
But it's just that important that we get this done because we're not going to have the funds to spend on paving streets every year like we have in the past. This is going to be it for a number of years.
At least for a few years,
Yeah, yeah. 2 weeks won't hold the process up too much, but if I can get it back in 2 weeks, I'll get it back to you.
Okay. All right, and I think Alderman Huey had something real quick here as we conclude our agenda items.
Yeah, we've been talking about stop signs here. A little change of pace here. Have people been asking me about the chance of removing 2 stop signs? There are your stop signs for your inventory. But the stop signs that in question are down here at Seraphin and the Marina. There's very little traffic on Seraphin and virtually none on the Marina Road. Couldn't that be just a through street there? The people ask me, why do I have to stop? There's never anybody there with trucks and so forth like that.
Aren't there stop signs on St. Mary's Road on both sides?
Yep, right.
So the busy road stops so that the unused road doesn't have to.
No, there's a four-way.
There's a four-way,
stop,
yeah.
right.
But it would be, only 2 signs would go out.
Yeah, and the through traffic could pass through.
Yeah, trying not to get politics.
So you wanted to remove the ones on
St. Mary's.
St. Mary's Road.
Yeah.
Those signs were originally put in when.
Yeah, the guy with a loaded truck has to stop there and there's nobody there.
And there's nobody there. Absolutely. And there's a lot of visibility on both sides.
Yeah, it's cleared both ways.
That
Not many.
makes great sense.
Not many people use the Marina Road either.
Getting rid of about these 2 Mary's or Main Street.
Right?
Yep.
Yeah.
St. Mary's,
St. Mary's Road.
Seraphim, stop signs right here.
Yes.
And there is one on Seraphin and one on the Marina, and there's a yield on the Marina. The Y, there's a yield sign on the Marina coming out.
Okay. Well, you want to put that on the next work session?
Yeah.
I think we would need to make it an agenda item. I think.
I mean, I drove a truck for a living.
Yeah.
I'd hate to stop 150,000 pounds.
And then
We'll get Chief's feedback whenever we bring it back as an agenda.
Okay.
All right.
Very good. Thank you.
Okay. Any other business to discuss tonight? We're usually here till 9:30, so we've got a few hours to kill. I don't want David to feel like he got shortchanged at his first meeting.
I'm going to text Happy immediately after this meeting. Short.
You tell them how good you are.
Already did.
You already did.
All right, if there is no business to discuss, then we will go ahead and adjourn. And thank you all.
Thank you.